What's going on, nMo fans? This is your host and CEO, alexlexus of the nMo m.u.g.e.n Arcade Show, and I am coming at you in reverse order. I was supposed to originally do the solo intro into our podcast, but that didn't work out that way because of my work schedule, Nelson and Demizzle. So our work schedules kind of affected that. So we're just adjusting fire right now, and I'm just doing a follow-up to the podcast that we did in reference to Seth Killian and his departure from Capcom. Now, I have been taking the feedback. We're still working on that audio issue. Like, we eliminated the echo, but in doing that, we ended up affecting the volume level. So if we're actually going to try a different format, we're going to go back to Uwu and see if we can raise the audio level, because Nelson came in clear, but me and Demizzle were like really low, and you gotta crank your volume all the way up just to hear it. So we're working on that. I also mentioned that, like, if we get the donations back to where they were before, we'll be able to purchase that sound mixer for Nelson so that he can eliminate these problems. So, nMo fans, you support us, we'll be able to produce a better product out there. In the meantime, it's like it'll take a little bit longer for us to get it on our own. So, just bear with us for the time being. But, attacking the topic. Okay, Nelson, Demizzle, and we were discussing Seth Killian's departure from Capcom. Now, I called it. I knew, I had a hunch that there was going to be some changes in terms of the foundation of the fighting game community in Capcom's respect. And I guess because of the poor decision making over the last couple of months, and just the handling of Street Fighter Cross Tekken, as much as I would like to say, hey, you know what, he just left of his own accord, I'm pretty sure, like Demizzle said in the podcast, it's like rats leaving a sinking ship, I don't want to see Capcom fail, and I don't want to see the decline of the fighting game genre in terms of Capcom, because they own the biggest IP for fighting games in Street Fighter, and it would be sad to see that we go on another 10-year dry spell from any new fighting games. If they just did the stuff right, then you wouldn't be losing, Ono-san as the producer of Street Fighter, and him and Seth Killian were literally responsible for reviving the genre, because I was hearing rumors that Capcom wasn't going to do fighting games anymore. Ono had to beg, borrow, and steal to get Super Street Fighter 4 made. So it's just, they went on a hunch and they listened to the right people, but then now when they're like, hey, now we got to get money grabbing and start trying to find a way to milk the fighting game community, things just went all to hell, and Seth Killian, his personality with bringing fighting games back to the forefront as he and Ono-san did together, it's sad to see him go. Some people may not like them. Like, I used to dig in them, like, hey, Seth, he's talking about blah blah blah, but now looking back, I respected him, and I hope that wherever he goes in his future, I wish him the best of luck, and Godspeed, like I said in the podcast. Ono-san, hopefully he can return to the helm of producing Street Fighter, because they did such a great job with Super Street Fighter 4. It was like, it would be sad to just see that all go away with key people leaving, because you can put other people in there. It's a toss-up, a 50-50. You can get better people in place, or you can get something that'll completely fuck it up. But in terms of Seth Killian leaving, for those of us, like, us media people who've been following the fighting game genre for many years, it's something where we're thinking, how is this going to affect the fighting game community? Now, I know Demizzle was saying that it's not going to affect it much. I was a little more concerned, because those who really are into the fighting game community know Seth Killian. And if you claim that, hey, I play Street Fighter. I'm fighting game this, fighting game blood. And like, who's Seth Killian? Who's that? You're not really into fighters, you know. So that's kind of the name that Seth Killian made for himself. You know what I mean? And when we met him at Comic-Con, it was such an honor, you know, to meet him. Even though I didn't always have the kindest of words, but you know, I guess when you're passionate about the fighting game community, the games that are created, you're gonna say a lot of things. I don't regret or pull anything back, you know. I stand behind my words, but it just, you know, respecting the man, and it's gonna suck to see him go, because today is the 23rd of June, and he turned in his resignation yesterday. So I wonder what his role will be. Will he even be involved with the fighting game community? Is he still gonna go back to how he was involved with before, like playing in tournaments and what have you? I mean, it's gonna be an adjustment. But also, those of you who did watch the podcast were able to tough it out and hear the part where I said, who would be a suitable replacement for Seth Killian? Now, that asshole Svensson or Sevenson or whatever was like, hey, we have other people. Don't take anything this guy says as credible, because he was talking about, oh yeah, we couldn't put this you know, co-op mode in the Xbox version because of Xbox Live accounts, when it was proven that they just didn't have enough development time. So shut the fuck up. Anyway, they may have other people who do what Seth Killian was doing, but he was the most vocal. He was very connected with the community. I mean, you know, he took the heat from a lot of people, like from Angry Joe and other fans who interviewed him and everything. So he was like the Capcom heat shield. You know, he took a lot of shit for you guys, you know, and you know, considering if there's anybody that I think could do it, and this is just my opinion, it would be Maximilian. Now, some people may agree or disagree, but this is just my opinion. But I think that if anybody would step into that role, I would like to see him do it, because you know, he's been doing so great with the online Warrior series with Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Street Fighter Cross Tekken. His knowledge base and how he systematically breaks games down and can create vast explanations of gaming mechanics for the fighting game. So, I mean, he would be a wonderful stand-in for Seth Killian. And, you know, I had a discussion like this with a couple other players who said the very same thing. So I'm not the only one who thinks that, but the reason for the video is just to get your feedback on that. Could Maximilian fit that role? Let me know what you guys think.